JJ, first of all, I never start interviews in a sycophantic manner, but I want to say thank you. I was the kid who went to conventions, had Kirk and Spock on my wall,
awesome.
Still watch Star Trek, and you've nailed it.
Oh, thank you.
And certainly in this film, it felt like the old Star Trek and the characters that I love, but it felt like this was the new universe properly.
Oh, thank you so much.
Was that important for you to get that balance right to feel we can move on now?
It was critically important that the movie be its own standalone thing, where you don't need to have seen anything before to experience and feel for and care about these characters, who I think are very funny, and the action, the adventure, I think, is pretty thrilling. But I would say that the key was that for people like yourself who were fans, that they would get a bonus. They'd feel like, oh, those are references that I know. That's the spirit of the relationships that I recognize. So it was really always a little bit of a tightrope to make sure that people who are just fans of movies but not Star Trek fans would be affected by it and really, love the movie. And then people like yourself who know the existing world have a similar reaction.
It goes down the route of great science fiction and great Star Trek movies. Star Trek 4 was about environmental concerns. Star Trek 6, the end of the Cold War. This is about homegrown terrorism. Is that where science fiction is at its best, where it's dealing with issues of today, set in the future?
I just think that really any movie that takes place in that is a genre film of any kind that is going to have any meaning is going to be dealing with issues that are true and real and at hand. And though Star Trek Into Darkness was never meant to be a kind of preachy polemic or something, it definitely was intended to be something that felt relevant. And so again, it's meant to be an action adventure movie, entertainment, funny, emotional, dramatic, full of spectacle. But it's not a disposable story, I think. I think it actually feels like it's dealing with things that we are grappling with in our real lives every day.
We've almost run out of time, so I have to talk about the enemy, Star Wars.
Wait a minute.
Is that how you're going to deal with it? Are you going to do the reboot by saying, I'm going to open this up to all movie fans and they don't have to know about what happened in Star Wars in the past? Or do you think that Star Wars doesn't need that sort of... CPR, as it were, that Star Trek needed. I mean,
C3PR.
Yeah.
I think here's the thing. I think that it is. It's very early days. We're just beginning the process of working on it, and that the approach that we're going to take, I think, will be, the right approach for the group. Meaning, people like Kathy Kennedy, Michael Arndt, Simon Kinberg, and Larry Kasdan, who is, extraordinary. I feel very confident that where we are right now is hugely exciting, but is way too early to talk about exactly how we will approach the thing or who's in it. It's too early to even give you any kind of ideas of what we might be talking about, because it feels like these are the discussions that will hopefully make for a great movie. But those are things that we want to try and keep to ourselves at the moment.
I just want to talk about Star Trek. So
I hear you.
JJ,